Hello, strangers and friends. It's a little interesting going today. Do you see the bags under my eyes? I mean, usually they're pretty large, but right now they're aggressively large. Like, I think that they might try to kill me and steal my wallet if I'm not paying attention. Perhaps I should tell you why. So I had this great idea for a vlog post, right? I was going to write some, Pulitzer Prize worthy copy about family and manure and how they're both a lot alike. There's a lot of similarities between manure and family. They're both extremely messy. They're both known to stink. And I was going to read that as an audio track with, my sort of stunning, smooth, grovelly voice, which I've been told sounds a lot like, a luxury car, sort of. I was going to recite that and record that, and then over top of that, I was going to do art with manure. I was going to have this table with, a fine grain on it, and I was just going to dump a pile of manure on there, and then I was going to just work it with my hands. I was going to make magic. It was going to be Van Gogh-esque and whimsical and gorgeous and surely destined for the Louvre. I was definitely channeling some Van Gogh in a lot of this, that's for sure. I'm going to do it. I'm going to cut it off. I'm just going to rip it right down. So here's a little recap as to what actually happened the moment I set out to play with manure on a table. Here's me starting the whole thing off trying to spell family. Not only is it spelled wrong, it's also poorly centered. In hindsight, there were things that I needed to take into account. First and foremost, that I can't spell. I also didn't pass geometry. I did, but only because my teacher was like, I don't want to teach you anymore. Maybe this was just a bad idea. Notice here how I was trying to highlight how manure and family are both these sort of volatile heaps of breakdown and dysfunction. But I made the question mark backwards. Here's a picture of a flower. I was using it to represent abundant life. What I was hoping to address here was how these wildly unstable places are really sources of incredible growth and life. A healthy soil leads to healthy crops, and healthy families will lead to a healthy world. That's what I was hoping you would take from this, people. Of course, there is that one problem, though. We are dealing with manure here, people. Each one of us is a sloppy mess, myself included, and my work, of brokenness and waste. Wasted time, wasted energy, wasted efforts. What's a WAST? I have no idea. What I wanted to convey was when we're talking about family, it's really, and manure, it's important that we remember Jesus, who entered in the world, I'll remind you, not by clouds from heaven or some apocalyptic warhorse, but in the shadows of a stinking stable, through a family. So I tried to make a manger scene. And that didn't look so good either. And then just a manger. But it's just a trapezoid with the soccer ball on the top. See, what I really wanted you to understand was maybe Jesus was trying to show us something else here by his entering into the world through the mess. Literally in a stable in a trough full of ickiness. Maybe his life of sacrifice and grace, his redeeming love, wasn't meant just for the cross. It starts in a family. That's what I was trying to tell you. So what does that say for us? Whatever family we find ourselves in, whether it's biological or otherwise, take a cue from Jesus. Enter into the mess. Infuse your families with his love and grace. Demonstrate his sacrifice and life of offering in the everyday. This is what family is for. It's the place where we really learn, and first learn, how to love. And if we can do it in our families, we most assuredly can do it in the world. Then when we take that kind of love into the world, it only leads to one thing: life. So I guess it's time we got our hands dirty. That's what all my running around and sticking my hands in composted manure was for. Until next time, I'm gonna go take a nap.